Amen. What it is. This is Dame, and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. Y'all see that cash app on your screen, $ Dean by any means? Do you see that heart at the bottom of this video? Oh, yeah, it's right there to your right. You know, that's the super thanks. You can press that at any time your heart desires as well. Show your boy some love. Don't be a earth man. And please don't be an eavesdropper. Please don't be an eavesdropper. Press that like button for your boy. You hear me? I'ma say it for y'all right again. I was right again. I was right again. All you jaronennis was ducking Vergil Ortiz and Vergil and them want to smoke and just do what Oscar said. Well, Oscar is sitting up here talking about how he was gonna sue Vergil and the management team because he said that they was going behind his back negotiating with Eddie, which I know is a lie because they already sat down in New York and inked out this whole deal. That's what Eddiehearn was trying to tell people when they said Jerron Ennis already signed his part. And that's why the DAZN was going having arguments and back and forth with Vergil Ortiz management team. And then Oscar started having back and forth with Vergil Ortiz manager. But remember, Vergil Ortiz manager started all of this off by talking about he wanted $10 million. $10 million, Craig? $10 million to fight Jerron Boots Ennis. You know why that's an outpriced duck? Because neither one of them generates $10 million on their own, let alone one fighter to get $10 million. Neither one of them generate that on their own, period. Jerron being an A-side who has done bigger live gates, who has done um sold more tickets, he don't generate $10 million a fight. Not yet. Hopefully in the near future he will. So you start there. But now they going back and forth. Vergil Ortiz is suing Oscar De La Hoya to get out of his contract to not fight Jerron Boots Ennis. And I guess because he don't like how Oscar is moving, and Vergil management team said that they want to fight. They not stepping away, even though Oscar was out here talking about he giving people 48 hours, speaking about Jerron Boots Ennis and Eddiehearn. He is giving them 48 hours to call him and make a deal. You want 60-40. Well, Vergil Ortiz manager said he not going for that. And he still want to make the fight. And he cool with 50-50 or whatever. He want to negotiate and they don't want to step away from the Jerron Ennis fight. Well, you fast forward now, that was a couple days ago. Well, now Vergil Ortiz is suing Oscar De La Hoya to get out of his contract. It's amazing, y'all. It's amazing. Shout out. It's crazy. Shout out to Jerron Boots Ennis, man. All of the narratives in boxing have been put to bed in the last 3 months, and it is amazing. I am talking about all of the things we have argued about from unification talk, belt talk, rehydration talk, catch weight talk, all of that. And then this big story that's been going on all year between Vergil Ortiz and Jerron Ennis and what Turkey said, and they gave two offers, and Boots needed two tune-ups. Well, now that things have got real, neither fighter is the both fighters are available, and the network is wanting to fight, and Jerron Ennis has done his part. Now that is real, you see Vergil Ortiz and his whole team is in shambles because they do not want to fight Jerron Boots Ennis, and if they do, maybe this is a step forward from Vergil Ortiz getting that done. But I don't see how you ink a deal done with Jerron Ennis before you could get out your deal with Vergil. So I'm looking at it like either way, this is going to push the fight back. Either way, because that's going to take time to get out your contract, or if you go through with it, if you don't. Because remember, Teofimo Lopez was suing Top Rank, and then he dropped it after a while. But that was ongoing for about a 6-month period. Vergil Ortiz. And I told y'all, the thing I'm happy about is that y'all tried to trash Jerron Boots Ennis for a year and a half, man. I never believed those fake offers. The other YouTubers believed the fake offers. They was trying to give Boots, what's up with giving Boots all these deadlines? Like he not the A-side, like he don't generate 60% more than Vergil Ortiz. And actually is more like 80%. But we not going to get into that because Boots numbers just came out versus Amontes Stanionis, and he did 1.6 basically 1.6 million. Vergil Ortiz he didn't even do 400,000 with Erickson Lubin. Y'all trashed Jerron Boots in his name for a whole year, and Boots told y'all everything gonna come to the light, and God knows that it did. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I guess Vergil trying to take his boots and run. From Brian Norman Sr. getting fired from his son after talking all of that craziness about Jerron Boots Ennis, to Vergil Ortiz suing his management team, suing his promoter to get out of the deal because of Jerron Boots Ennis. Jerron Boots Ennis is putting people in shambles. Jerron Boots Ennis is ruining people's careers because they don't want to fight this man. Because I bet you Brian Norman Jr. are like that 1.7 million now. I bet you he would like that 1.7 million now. Yeah, I bet you he would. Probably won't be getting that for a while. Vergil Ortiz, he might not even have a promoter. Vergil Ortiz might not even have a promoter soon. Which means Eddie Hearn, if he do get out of it and he don't find a promoter soon, and if he still want to fight, which means Eddie Hearn will have to put on the Fight DAZN. But the thing is, they already trying to do that. Y'all trashed Jerron Boots in his name loud and proud, called them shoes, wanted to give the man deadlines, wanted to put the man on undercards, and Boots did the smart thing. He didn't fold, he didn't buckle, he did the right thing. He stood his ground on knowing that he wanted to fight, knowing that eventually things will come out to show the whole world that these guys do not want to fight me. I am who I say I am. Shout out to Jerron Boots Ennis. Shout out to Jerron Boots Ennis. Philly in the building. All this is over Jerron Boots Ennis. Brian Norman Sr. want to fight Greg Hackett. He don't want to be out here no more. Now he getting mad at the internet. When he was on here every day talking about Jerron Boots Ennis, then your son get beat up by Devin Haney after you lie and sit up there and say that he had the best training camp of his life, and then your son get on Najee and tell them, get on Cigar Talk and tell them that he had the worst training camp he's had. And y'all only took the Devin fight because y'all ain't want to fight Jerron Boots Ennis. It is crazy to me, man. Vergil Ortiz, I hope you're doing this to really make the fight. I hope it's really Oscar, because it's looking like it was Oscar really trying to hold up this fight with Jerron Boots Ennis and Vergil. And I think Vergil don't like the backlash and people making it look like he a duck. And I think Vergil dad, even though I don't think Vergil dad wants to fight either. I don't think Vergil dad likes the trajectory of where his son name is going, surrounded by all of this. And then I think they have a good relationship with their manager. I think they trust their management team more than they trust Oscar De La Hoya. And if you know oh my God, and if you know, that's probably a smart move. You know what I'm saying when it comes to Oscar De La Hoya. But it's really looking like Oscar De La Hoya was talking that big boy stuff, and Oscar and Vergil Ortiz manager and Vergil Ortiz called his bluff, and they suing now. But mind you, y'all, all this just to not fight Jerron Boots Ennis. Don't lose sight of that. All of this is surrounded by, because remember, now Boots and them, now we see that Jerron Ennis did sign his part. He always wanted to fight. He was never ducking Vergil Ortiz. What Jerron Boots Ennis just grew heart in the last 5 months? He just realized he was good. No, that don't even make sense. No, what Boots was been telling y'all. Boots told y'all that 48-hour deal. Like, nah, like, I mean, they said something about it, but it was like, I didn't even like it was. He didn't think it was real in that aspect, or it wasn't in enough time to where as though they wanted him to come right back off a fight he just had in 2 months, fight in Saudi Arabia and be the co-main. And Jerron Boots Ennis didn't want to do that. And you can't be mad at Jerron Boots Ennis for not wanting to do that. Because as you see, he was right. Y'all was wrong and he was right. So as you see, y'all was wrong and he was right. Y'all was wrong and he was right. Because look what Vergil Ortiz is going through. Yeah. And then when you hear that Errol Spence Jr. is basically in talks with Tim Tszyu, now you can't even use Errol Spence Jr. name no more. And then Sebastian Fundora is fighting Keith Thurman. You see how God works? Jerron Ennis told y'all everything gonna come to the light. He told y'all that, and look what's going on. Everything is coming to the light. Shout out to Jerron Boots Ennis, man. I just hope that the apologies be as loud as the disrespect was. I just hope the apologies be as loud as the disrespect was. Y'all already know what this is, though, right? Dean by any means. And now holla at y'all, Earthmen.